I'm Arnas. I'm a product manager at Hostinger. Thanks for the amazing intro. And today I want to speak about fixing and optimizing websites and with the help of AI. And the goal of all of this speech is quite simple and straightforward. I want to show how things could get optimized automatically, and you could save not only time, but potentially some additional money for yourself. Now, what I like to view when we are building the products is that product building comes in several processes. Whenever you build one single product, we always receive very nice feedback, not only from our clients, but the WordPress community. And that feedback allows us, to build some continuous products. So, in general, I believe a majority of you have built at least a single WordPress website over the time. And at some point, there might likely be an error, or at one day, the website just starts, load slowly. And no one likes slow websites, that's for a fact. And what do you do in this case? Of course, there's various tools that you can use to dig to the root cause. What happened, from where that error came from, or why the website starts loading slowly. But that's, could be of a rabbit hole. There's a lot of information to consume. And I can tell you, you're not alone on this. Like at Hostinger, approximately per week, we have 4,000 of clients writing to us with such problems, and they're asking, where do we start? Like, what's the first step we do when it comes to a 403 error, like the forbidden page on the website? Or where do I start to optimize this website? And we started talking, and actually in one of the WordCamps, the same feedback was shared from one of the clients that attended our booth, how all of this process could be made simpler. And the main question arose, how we can automate this and make users' life easier for WordPress troubleshooting and managing. So we have thought, why not introduce AI, as an ally? But not the only one who would tell you 1, 2, 3, this is what you have to do, but the one that would actually give you actionable things that only what you do is click a single button, and that's the story. So this is where we got, into thinking on this part. And a coincidence was that at the same time in our company, we had a hackathon. A hackathon basically is a very simple thing. You have 2 or 3 days to focus on a specific idea. You dedicate your full focus on it. And AI was also on the rise. We saw very amazing tools, softwares made with the AI. It was an assistant and stuff like that. And we wanted to do something with it as well. So within the team, we said, this is the problem we're going to tackle. We want to automate things with fixing and optimizing the sites. And we're going to introduce the AI. But we had one rule. We wanted for AI to actually do things for the user and save their time. So the first proof of concept, the first idea came out. We tested in one of our developers' computers, then released to a small group of clients. And we had the first success rate, 17%. What is the success rate and how it's calculated? So basically, whenever a first fix is being applied on the website and it actually works, it fixes the error, the website is fully working again. This is the rate we are calculating. Perhaps anyone have thoughts under the 17% rate, what was the most popular error that got fixed? Any guesses, any ideas for maybe 500, critical, 403 error, 404? I'm hearing 404. So the most popular error that got fixed under the 17% fix rate was 403, access forbidden to the page. And so the 17% rate was not great, not terrible, but very starting points. And when we looked from another angle, we saw that, okay, so under those 17%, there were 2,000 to 3,000 users who got their error solved automatically, and they did not have to make any actual manual input. But then another question arose, okay, so first version, why only 17%? So this is the first learned lesson. How we approach this we can imagine that every error is a box, and each box had like 403 error, 404 error, 500 error, and in each of that box, there were various automated fixes. AI was terrible at this. He did not knew what to pick correctly, what to fix correctly, what actions should be applied. So then we decided with the team, guys, let's focus further on this. Let's dedicate full 30 days or a month, and let's see where we lead to this. After 30 days, we reached 50% fix rate. So meaning quite a few users were getting their errors solved automatically. A new error took it first place by quite a margin, and it was 500 error. And at this part, then we have saw, okay, we moved from 17 to 50% rate, and more users started engaging with the tool. What we can build more, where we go from this point to even further grounds. So more time was even dedicated, a half a year. Why? The further you went to increase the fix rate, the more effort it required to cover edge cases. So what came out after the first 6 months? AI WordPress website troubleshooter was brought to light. And so what it basically does, at all times, it monitors website status code. Did it change from 200 or any non-error code? And when it does change to 500, 403 error code, it automatically informs the client, hey, I have found a problem, and let's fix it. So at this point of stage, we reached 70% fix rate. And per month, on average, we were fixing from 13 to 16,000 of websites automatically for the clients. Now, let's view a short demo how it actually functions. So in front, wait, technical questions. Let's see. Okay, let's give it another go. And okay, sadly, I can't play the video. Oh, it's playing, sorry. Yeah, so I'm inside the H panel right now, in the control panel, and I'm seeing an error on my website. And what it basically leads client to, it leads them to the troubleshooter itself, and it's saying, okay, I have found an error on your website. This is already the data I have gathered, and I already have an automated step that you should do. At this point of stage, as a user, I would expect an outcome. And we are informing the client what actions are being applied to your website, and that's the outcome. Success, the 403 error has been fixed on my website. And that's the website itself, that's functions. So this is the whole approach on the AI website troubleshooter, how it functions, how it solves the errors, and what information it provides to the clients. And what we learned is the more information you provide to the user, the more trustworthy they are using the tool and interacting with the interface itself. So fixing errors was one side of the coin. What comes next? So another problem we have noticed with our clients, performance of the website. Fast website equals happy website owner, happy visitors. But how it could be done? Why not give it to the AI? AI already does fixing of the website. Let's push it further, do the optimizations as well. So this is what we tested as well. What AI can do and how much it can do. Let's find out. Next thing that was brought to light is AI WordPress Website Optimizer. So at any given time, users are able to use this tool. They also are being informed if performance score went down below a certain threshold, and they can initiate the first scan of the website and see what results they get. Once the AI eats up all of this information, it suggests for each website individually, what steps it will make to make the website actually running faster. So it's all words. What is the data right now? So after 2 to 3 months of running this tool, data we have acquired that on average for mobile page speed performance, it was increased by 20%. And for the desktop page speed performance, it was 10%. So already really nice and good results. And this is only the first step. The reason for it is those steps are the safe ones. There are those that are risky ones, and that could push the performance of the website even further. Of course, what is the risk? Some of the optimization steps can break the website, but the good part about that the user is in total control. They can either take the optimization steps, or they can revert all of these changes like nothing ever happened. So how the AI website optimizer goes into the action itself. So user is prompted with the option to start optimizing the website. Now at this point of stage, it's performing the first test, gathering the results, the benchmark line from where we will start optimizing the site. So we see what 74 mobile and 76 desktop speed. Now let's do the performance optimization. All of the steps based on the gathered information is now being applied. And AI is deciding what would be the best steps, to optimize the website. So the mobile page speed score increased by 3%, but the desktop speed increased by 13%. This is already a good outcome for the visitors that are coming, to see the website. A faster loading time, happier customer, perhaps more traffic as well. And also, what we also always communicate to the client, what was actually done to increase that page speed performance score for them. Now, moving further, I hope I can move further. Yes, I can. So what clients think of this and how they perceive these tools. One of the things that allowed us to make improvements and address things fast is the shared feedback. I really like and I really appreciate all of the feedback culture that there is at the WordPress community, at the visited WordCamps, because this is what allows to make those changes quick, to see what users like, what they don't like, what they would see next. And the one I want to quote is the third user's feedback, is that one of our clients shared that I like the tool, it fixed my website error, but the next thing I would like to see is for the tool to be able to do custom code changes. Why I really like this, because she already used the tool, of course she liked it at that time, but she wants to see what could be more ahead, what could be built more for the tools, and what could be the further improvements. Now, the most maybe fun part and the most important part, learned lessons. So first things first. First version of the iTroubleshooter that was more stable had only 30% success rate. So coming back why to this is that the first approach we targeted was making the automated fixes inside the specific boxes for each error, and we're packing it with automated fixes. To add up on this, even though it sounds very like a common thing or like a common sense thing, at the time, we have focused more on creating automated fixes, but we did not go into testing what other models out there, like what's out there else. And when we tested more latest versions that are available, for the AI models, we have noticed two things that are quite critical. How long does it take for the AI to chew up all of the information, and how accurate that information is? It's always important to test, not go directly to production and to see what's the actual outcome, but testing and seeing if those two vital points, how fast and how accurate it is, were highly important when increasing the, how smart the tool can be. Next one is, and it is with the website optimizer. I believe at that time I saw the bravest AI model out there. Why? I'll quote him or it. The AI model said, okay, I will optimize the website for you, but I will also break it. And we were like, wait, we want the first part. We don't want the second part. And then when we got into things, we saw why he was such a brave heart and offered to do things, but also mess everything up, is the optimization steps for each website are individual, and there's quite a few of them. But we have to separate ones that are safe, that will do the optimizations, and lock up some of the risky ones that will for sure break the website. After doing this, what we saw, there were no broken websites with messed up images, messed up layout, or something like that. and the website got faster and quicker on the loading times. And we can potentially, push it even further if the user consents, to doing more riskier steps. What could be, improve the website loading time even more. Now, how to ensure that AI recommends correct actions and he does not recommend nonsense that will do no good. What helped to reach 70% success rate on fixing the websites, let's call it like we gave priority or weight to each of the step, and based on the information AI is giving, he started to determine what actually fixes the website better when we gave priority and the weight to each of the automated fix. Then AI was able to determine, okay, I have this data, this is most likely will be what caused the issue, and I'm trying to run this, and let's see if it will fix the website. Now, last but not least, and this learned lesson is not directly related to the AI or the used AI models, but it's related to the user interface. And why I want to share it is to show that building a trustworthy user interface matters a lot. Why? Because the first troubleshooter UI did not have a lot of information. Meaning it did not have the information what happened wrong with the website or what was actually doing. And when we have started introducing all of this details and information, users stayed for a longer period of time using the tool and interacting with the tool. Actually, the rate increased by almost 20%. So it means when you build, a trustworthy experience for the user inside the user interface, they are using it more. And I believe it's not only related to this single product. It counts for each website you create or each software you develop. A trustworthy UI is a really important part. Now, so what happens actually behind those curtains and how these tools function? So everything starts when an actual error happens and the HTTP status of the website changes from 200 or something that's not error related to the one that's actually error related, whether it would be 403, 404. And all of this information is being gathered, server logs, DNS logs, debug logs, and everything is being passed down to the AI. Important note is, information, it does get chunked because AI does not need all of the information to troubleshoot a website. Whatever, regardless, he does not need to troubleshoot the website, that information does not get passed. And after the information getting passed, perhaps this was what took the most amount of time to prompt and engineer a full AI prompt that we are using to get accurate results back, and AI chews up all of the information. When that information is all chewed up, he gives it back to us, and we apply all of the fixes or optimization steps on the user's website. So what awaits next in all of this AI fixing and optimizing journey? I believe at current point AI is moving really fast and it's capable of doing a lot of things, writing custom code or even a plugin. When it comes to fixing the sites, my personal goal is to reach 90% fix rate. Why? Because it's simply a tool that builds a trust to the user's hands of when a crucial moment happens to fix a website. I think it's very important. And how we're aiming to achieve that, so some sneak peeks on the upcoming things. We aim to build like back to the future machine. And basically what we'll be able to do, a troubleshooter at any given moment will be able to understand what happened to the file. Was it updated? Was it changed? Did something happen to a single file or to a whole website file? And it will be able to determine which file it needs to restore or a full backup to restore. So this will be the upcoming steps. What lies with the optimizer part? Actually, this is now currently being tested on a small users group, database optimization. So one part is optimizing what you see on the website's view. Another part is what's actually running behind on the data storing itself. So we are currently testing how a database optimization and slow query indexing will work and what improvements we can deliver to the users' websites. First results are indeed promising, but we need to make sure everything is tested before it's released to production to not see some unhappy faces at the end of the day. Now, to start the Q&A, I want to actually share one of the really nice questions that I was asked in the Poland, Krakow, where I've attended the local WordCamp as well. One of the attendees asked, okay, so as I understand, this tool currently works only inside the control panel you guys have, which is correct. What it would be to see it in the WordPress admin panel? And the answer to this question is the WordPress troubleshooter that fixes errors actually works when the website is entirely down. And if it's entirely down, you can't reach the admin panel of WordPress itself. However, what it will be introduced to the admin panel of WordPress, it will have a little bit different functionality. What I have in mind with that is, let's say you have 5 pages and you have about me page. Most of those pages have images. It will be able to detect and determine that the image has disappeared or something happened with it. The most simple example, I believe, would be, okay, an image is returning a 404 error. The troubleshooter tells you, hey, there's a missing image, and I can't even locate it on the files you have. Simply just drop it to me, and I will re-upload it and to put it on the website once again. So this is it for the whole talk. If there are any questions you would guys like to ask, there are a few microphones in the rows, and I would be happy to cover any of your questions.
Hi, Arnas. Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Great talk. Thank you. So what I'm really wondering about is workflow.
Yeah.
There's some different ways workflow could work. Alerts, like having things come in, like being alerted in a queue, for example, and being able to take action on that queue, fix one thing at a time. And by extension, like if like in the case you described, you can take a little more risk in terms of the types of errors it's looking to detect and fix. Again, I'm assuming that's not happening automatically, but I don't know. And like, if it does fix something that breaks, it actually doesn't break it, that breaks it instead fixes it, can you roll it back? So it's not really like version control,
yeah.
But how can you undo?
Yeah.
We do traditionally.
Great question. So at the time when the troubleshooter runs, actually the website itself is already down, and it can be, there are some cases when you apply a fix and it changes, for example, from 404 error to 500 error or something else. But there's always an option to quickly restore a full backup of the website. And that's when everything gets reverted back and you have the website you had previously.
So it'd be a full restore.
Yes, correct.
Rather than an undo per se. A little, I guess, a feature request there.
Yeah, that's really good feedback point, because it is indeed true that each of the change, for example, fixing file permissions, fixing htaccess file, those actions can be totally reverted back and getting back to the original state. So yeah, Michael, great feature request. Oh, yeah, I see someone. Hi.
Hello, my name is Jeremy. So I have a question about different versions of LLM. So it sounds like, I don't know if you're using an in-house one or if you're connecting via API to Claude or ChatGPT or something to be able to do this, but with every iteration of these LLMs and updates, yeah, the method in which the prompts are handled changes. So it sounds like you're using a series of prompts to make these fixes, and so I'm wondering if you take into account how these additional updates of these LLMs will affect those prompts and how they're, the response that you'll get. I mean, do you have a testing plan in place for that, or am I just off base here?
Yeah, a good point. So yeah, we always run a fixed version of a certain LLM model. And when we do test, we also always take into consideration how it handles the information, how fast it handles the information, and whether the accuracy of those newer models decrease or increase. This is actually how we were able to determine that testing those models over time can increase the success rate when it happened from 17 to 30% rate, and also we saved up some time on it. So the approach on this is quite straightforward, so once there's a newer version or something else, whether it's ChatGPT or Sonnet, we test it out. We have it on a smaller scale of users running, see what's the accuracy on actual websites, and whether does it work, or we keep the original one, what's currently running. No worries. Okay, I don't see anyone else on the queue. Oh, yeah, sorry, hi.
Hi, my name is Tom. What I experience doing web design hosting and development is that a lot of times clients will call and they'll say, the site's down, I'm getting some kind of error, something about name servers, or the registration with my domain register has expired. So I'm wondering if the hosting your AI, if in the future it will have the ability to contact, maybe even interact with AI at a hosting company or a domain registrar hosting company like GoDaddy, and resolve issues having to do with name servers and expired domain names.
A great question, and actually I did not mention this part, but what happens? So a website error appears and the user goes to the troubleshooter. Before applying any of the fixes, that, let's say, going to htaccess file, resetting permissions, we first check everything related with the domain. Does it have name servers? Are the name servers pointing correctly? Is the A record or the IP address on the domain is set and is propagating? And the same thing is being checked, is the domain registered? Is the domain active? What's the status of the domain? So all of these things are being checked and the users are getting prompted, like let's say, oh, the website is down because you're already trying to use a domain that is not registered. There's a chance to register the domain. And then a website will be up and running. So before jumping into actual fixing the site error, we are checking whether the domain actually works itself or it's propagating or has been purchased at all. Perfect. Okay. So thank you very much for attending this talk. I hope it was interesting, and I'm really happy to be here, and thank you all.